something that looks like a temple, a stone temple.
Tell me about this area. What is it like?
Yes, there are people living in around the temple. I feel like it's in modern day Peru, near the coastal region.
Tell me what the people look like there.
Native Americans, indigenous. They mostly have white clothing. Some of them have white jewelry.
Beautiful. How does it feel to be there for you?
Yeah, I feel like I belong. I live among those people. I'm part of them.
Look down at your feet. Tell me what they look like.
I'm wearing sandals, maybe leather sandals. I'm wearing the same clothes as the other people. I can see I'm male, and it's like a one-piece clothing, like a robe, but made of light fabric. I can see some white hair strings on my head.
Okay.
So I'm walking through an underground corridor that leads to the temple. It goes to the temple. It's dark, but the sunlight from outside shines a little bit, so I can see my way. Okay, so I'm getting the information that it has the meaning of first being connected with Earth. So people have to connect with Earth before they can access the temple. It's like an energetic symbol or something.
That's very interesting. Why do they need to connect to Earth before?
Because Mother Earth gives guidance, gives nurturing, also purifies.
What kind of guidance does it give?
Deep connection, connecting with your roots, it's connecting with who you really are. People gather to talk about life, like the lessons and some challenges they've been going through in life. They go there to get guidance, to get help.
And how do they get guidance in a temple?
They meditate. There are square stones where people sit. They sit there, they close their eyes, and they meditate. So it's like a huge square open area where these stones are located. There are stones, the square stones. Some of them are in a circle. Others are near the walls in a square shape. I'm getting the information that it facilitates to bring down the light, white light from above to the head of the people. Yes, and down to the spine. It helps them connect with the information that is in the universe.
So what about your role in a temple? What do you do there?
I think I'm supposed to clean these square stones and keep the temple clean. Okay, now I'm getting the sense that my father, he's a priest. And me as a son of the priest, it's my duty to do that.
Right.
To take care of the temple. The stones, these square stones, they're not random, depending on each person's problems. They are assigned a specific stone.
For example.
So I see a lady, she's having problems getting pregnant, and she's asking for guidance. I tell her to go to a stone that it's been known to help with fertility issues, also with relationship issues, anything related with relationship issues between husband and wife.
That's very interesting. So how does it work? How is the stone helping that person?
So the stone acts like a magnet for this white energy from the sky to come down. But it only works when people sit on them. If there are no people sitting, there's no connection. It's just a regular stone.
So the stone reacts to the person when they sit.
Yes.
They're big stones.
They're big enough to sit comfortably, maybe 2 people, but only one person is supposed to sit. There cannot be 2 people sitting on them.
Yes, why?
Because it's each light is unique for each individual.
You know what kind of answers, for example, they get from the stone and the light?
Some people, they get the answers that they want. Others, they get like answers, but in puzzles, they have to figure it out.
Okay.
How to build the puzzle and get the answer.
For example, what could a puzzle be like that?
They get pieces of information and they're supposed to put them together.
So why would it be that the person gets a puzzle instead of an answer?
It has to do with their life lesson. They're not supposed to, some people, they cannot know the straight answer to their questions.
Okay. And does everybody get something when they sit on a stone or no?
Yes. Yes, everybody gets something. Now it depends on the individual, on each person to accept it or not. Many people, they get the answer but they ignore or they don't want to believe it.
Why do they do that?
They're just not ready inside.
Okay. Have you ever used a stone to connect?
Yes.
Tell me about your connection with the stones.
I like to sit in one particular stone. It has a red, it looks like a red crystal, small red crystal in front. They put it there just for reference. Each stone has a different color.
So why do you like this one with the red?
Well, it gave me many answers that I needed. I think I was trying to build a house and I was having some problems, and it gave me the answers on how to build it correctly.
What else does the stone help you with?
It helps me get answers regarding relationships with people, how to treat my friends, how to have better relationship with my friends. It gives me answers or information that I have to, information in puzzles that I have to put them together and understand.
Like what, for example?
I'm not sure. I see 3 red stars. Yes, and then 3 spoons, and then each red star sits on top of the spoons on each spoon. I think it has to do something with eating together. Maybe more answers will come when we gather together and we eat together. Sometimes you get message like instructions. So you get pieces of information and you start with some, and then you can get more later. Or you can find out the answer on your own at the right moment.
It's very interesting. Beautiful. So, what about other stones? Do they cover any other subjects? Anything like that?
Yes. Subjects about harvesting crops. So mostly things about the in the economic part. Things that deal with not really money. We don't use money. It's we just exchange food and jewelry and other things that we like. There is one round stone. It's near the end of the temple, and it can only be used by the priest, or we don't really have a king, but the person assigned to look over us. So this person can use the stone, and the priests. It gives more information. I'm being told the priests and the people and the person that looks over us, they have a special mission, and that's why this round stone, is the right one to provide the answers for these people.
Right. So what sort of special mission do they have?
To look over the country, to protect the country. I'm being told they need a lot more information, like how to manage all the people in the country so that nobody is left out in the best way possible. Even the priests, they are supposed to use them like in rotation. I'm getting the message that sometimes some priests they don't want to use the stone because they think that there's nothing for them to no problems or nothing for them to learn, maybe you could say. But every maybe month, but we don't have months. We have a different system. But every set of time every range of time they're supposed to use the stones, because I'm being told it coincides with life cycles. Everybody has a life cycle, a big life cycle, a small life cycle, and a smaller one. Like I'm seeing the image of like gears, like similar to mechanical gears, with big wheels, with big gears, and smaller ones and smaller ones. And now it looks like a clock, but everybody has something that, like different cycles, and on each cycle we're supposed to learn lessons and get messages.
And how is the length of the cycle determined? How do they know that it's a cycle?
I'm just being told they're supposed to know it inside. Every set of days, or every set of time they're supposed to use the stone.
And how often would that be in our earthly terms, those cycles?
I'm seeing the message 60 days.
Okay. And what does a cycle mean for you in your community?
I'm being told 3 moons. I'm not sure what that is.
Okay.
3 moons.
And on the personal level, like, what is it related to in the person's journey, let's say?
Every time somebody has a problem in life, like big or small issues, it means they're in a cycle and they need to get the answers and resolve them.
So an issue is a sign of a cycle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm being told that's what it means, and it's like an alarm, like the alarm of a clock, and the sound of the alarm is the issue, the problem that is happening.
So what happens if they resolve it?
Then they learn at a soul level, and the issue goes away. I'm being told they have to learn the lesson for the problem to go away.
And what lesson could that be, for example?
Like life lessons, relationship lessons. There are so many lessons, big and small, and all of them we're supposed to learn them.
What happens if they don't learn them at that cycle?
The problem is keep repeating and repeating and repeating, but it's okay. Sometimes we don't resolve them because we choose not to, because we push them back until we have to change our bodies, and most likely it will get picked again in another life. But I'm being told there are choices. Some lessons that you didn't want to learn, you are not always obligated to learn in another life.
Why?
I'm being told because you have free will. I'm being told it's okay if you choose not to.
So what lessons are you learning in that life of being in that temple?
Many lessons. How to, on a small level, how to be good at cleaning Yes, cleaning the temple, guiding and helping people on how to use the stones and how to build a house in a proper way. And then on a bigger level, how to resolve relationship conflicts with others, and how to connect with my inner self.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel? How are you doing with those lessons in that life?
Yes, the stones are helping me a lot. I find guidance every time I sit on a stone, but I also chose not to learn quite a few lessons too, like other people. I'm being told even the priests sometimes they. I'm being told that nobody is perfect. Nobody is able to resolve and learn all the lessons, and that is fine. You can always pick up again in a different life, or you can just choose not to.
So what's the purpose of learning all these lessons then?
I don't know, I'm being told for fun. We as souls, we want to have fun because we are supposed to explore. I'm being told that we are supposed to have experiences, different experiences, and explore and have fun. At a soul level, I'm being told that we come to Earth to have fun. Nothing is too serious. I'm being told everything is an experience, is to have experiences and to enjoy and to explore creation.
Yes. How can we explore creation?
Just by being born and choosing the lessons that you want to learn, choosing the experiences that you want to have. He needed to see that life.
Why?
It will help him in getting some information that will be helpful for this life. He needs to meditate more, similar to when he was doing with the stones. The stones, they were facilitators, helping to bring the universal knowledge in an easier way, but anybody can access that knowledge if that person puts the necessary time and effort. And that's why he needs to practice more, and then more information will come to him. It's also one of his lessons. He needs to be able to learn how to be firm and not to be swayed by external energies. He needs to be like a strong tree with strong roots. He needs to be more self-centered.
What can help him to become more like that?
He can start by breathing deeply. He just needs to give a little bit of push, a little a little bit of willingness to meditate more, to be more grounded, more self-centered. And then eventually it will get easier and easier, like exercising. He just has too many unnecessary programs in his mind, external programs, like a computer that has downloaded many useless programs that only occupy space. He needs to clear.
What sort of programs are they?
Just everyday worries and unnecessary negative information he sees on the mass media. He thinks those are important and they may influence his life, but no. His life goes to a totally different course, meaning that external problems will almost not have any impact in his life.
Right, so how can we clear those programs that are occupying the space?
Yes, so it starts with a breathing exercise and the willingness to meditate, to do it more frequently. It's just a small step that he needs to. It's like a baby learning to walk for the first time, step by step, one step at a time. I mean, the baby may fall many times, but that doesn't mean that he should not walk. He's trying and trying and trying every day until he gets there. You have to continue, and you will get stronger, and your legs will be stronger, and you will be able to walk and then run. That's how it is.
How exactly should he meditate? Do you have any particular advice on that practical part of meditation?
Yes, he can start with crystal balls, sound meditation. He likes them. That can be a facility, that can be easier for him. And once he gets into the swing, he will be able to do it more and more frequently. And once he's able to meditate with ease, he will start getting the answers to the problems that he has. But they're not problems, they're just lessons that we pick up for fun before we are born.
How is he doing with his lessons in this life?
He's doing good. Even though he wasn't able to have a clear mind, most of the lessons he understood. He was able to understand. We've been together for quite a while, being born many times. Of course, lessons that he picks they become more challenging. It's like going to school for many, many years and understanding your process makes easier to learn the lesson.
So what are his lessons in this life?
To speak up. And it doesn't matter if people don't agree with that. that is not their lesson. Once he's able to speak up more, the illness he's talking about will go away. Just like that. Because we are the ones who cause our problems. We are the creators of our illnesses. Illnesses are here to teach us. They are like wake-up calls. He needs to have a little bit of more ego, like healthy ego. He shouldn't let others use him. He needs to say no when it is needed. Yes, because he's been pushing back and back this lesson that he needs to learn. The only way to heal, to really heal, will be if he is able to be more self-centered.
Right, okay, thank you so much. What about his purpose in this life?
So one of the main goals was that, to have more of the good ego, because in the past lives that he had many lives of service to others. So there was a pattern of thinking that was the only way to light, to source. But it is not. It's also being happy with yourself. It's also honoring yourself. That is also the path to source, to creator.
Can you explain to us about the ego? Because I know some people are afraid of it, or they say it's bad.
Good ego is focusing on yourself and without hurting others, without creating bad karma to others. That is good ego. So having healthy ego is also grounding yourself, being present of you, your body, but without going to extremes and influencing or hurting negatively others outside of your boundaries. His body, all the bad cells in his body are, well, of course, many of the bad cells in his body are being removed. And that's why since this morning he's been healing.
He was wondering why he has not many friends in this life. Is there any lesson behind it or something he needs to understand?
It's because he's an old soul, and most of the souls in his group, they're in other places, meaning different planets and dimensions. And he's here mostly to enjoy life on Earth for a few lifetimes before moving on. And of course, there will not be many people that will be on his level to resonate as friends. That's why.
So what would you recommend for him to do in terms of social life and interaction with people?
On one side, he already accepted this truth of being lonely. Well, he doesn't really feel lonely. He's just alone, and sometimes he's really enjoying being alone, because forcing company will only bring bad company. But if he wants to find more of the people in his level, he can move to a different place. So every country has a group of souls in a different level. So some countries have young souls, some countries have intermediate souls, some countries have old souls. So if he moves to a country with old souls, he will be happier in company. But it's up to him. Moving to a country will have its challenges in the beginning. Of course, he will also get help from these old souls that will recognize him and will like him and help him. But there will be challenges, and it will depend on Tony to accept the challenges or to not take them. And it's fine. It doesn't really matter if he chooses to live a lonely life this lifetime, or if he wants to share some time with like-minded people.
And why it doesn't matter, just out of curiosity?
It's not an imperative lesson of this life. It's optional.
Okay. So what would be an example of a country with old souls?
He should figure it out. He knows. He has the feeling inside. I'm not supposed to say it.
Okay.
Not at this time.
That's okay. What about the country he lives in now, in America? What level is that?
They're mostly intermediate level. Most of the countries that embrace traditional religions, they are intermediate souls, and of course also new souls. All the souls, they leave behind those beliefs in religion, because all souls, they find the answers inside. That's why. And there is the clue for him to follow if he wants to move to a country with all souls.
Right, this is very interesting. What about country with new souls? Does such a country exist with predominantly new souls?
Yes. Mostly countries in the tropics, but it's always mixed, meaning no country has only young souls
Sure.
or only intermediate souls. But most of the countries with new souls, they live in this present time. They are in the tropical regions. And that's why those countries, they have, for example, very high rates of violence and murder, because new souls, they have trouble controlling the body. It's like a new driver driving a car. New drivers, they make a lot of mistakes and they may crash the car, they may damage the car. Same is with the souls. So new souls, they have trouble controlling the anger and they easily end up killing others because they cannot see behind, they cannot see beyond. They only live in the moment and they act based on the moment.